Hello guys and welcome to episode 6 of our New Year's playthrough of Murder on the Orient Express. I'm TJ. We had quite a bit done in the last episode, so let's do a brief recap. In the beginning of the last episode, we continued on with Detective Joanna Locke's backstory of the Daisy Armstrong case that took place back in the springtime of 2019, which is 4 years prior to the current events. Sorry about that. After Joanna Locke visited the Armstrong household, she got a call from dispatch stating that the crime scene where Joanna found Daisy's body in the cabin in the mountains. Someone broke into it, and she had to investigate that area over there. In which, as she searched around the cabin, she actually ran into a person named Michael Clark. I'm pretty sure you could recognize who that looks like, but I'll lead into that as I keep talking about it. So she ran into this guy named Michael Clark, who's a journalist for newspaper or television news, and he claims that he discovered a bunker about a few yards away from the cabin. And as Detective Locke investigated that bunker, she found some blueprints in regard that basically showed it was blueprints of the explosive device that Detective Locke found underneath the cabin before she discovered Daisy's body in a crate. And so she also found a safe in another room in the bunker that had several stacks of $100 bills, one of those paper flowers, and a pen with the initials JM. And so we took Michael Clark into custody, and Detective Locke interrogated him. And back at the safe in the bunker, one of the $100 stacks had a thin hair strand attached to it, in which Detective Locke had to do a DNA test to see whose hair that belonged to. And it turns out it was actually Suzanne Morrow, the housekeeper maid of the Armstrong household. And so Locke had no choice but to go back to the household and arrest Suzanne Morrow. But as we got to the household, we found her lying in her bed. She pretty much killed herself. She ingested several sleeping pills, and she left some notes. She left a note in regards to basically that she felt responsible for what happened to Daisy Armstrong and a few other things as well too. Then we flash forward back to the present, in which Detective Poirot is following up another lead in regards to the handkerchief, which is where's it at? The handkerchief right here, in which the letter H is embroidered onto it. So that's the lead that we're following on right now. We're trying to figure out who that belongs to. And we also had to discover if anybody's left-handed or right-handed. I'm going the wrong way. Left-handed or right-handed, based on the stabbing patterns on the deceased Mr. Ratchet. And if you recall, going back to the picture of Michael Clark, if you look closely, is actually, I can't turn the freaking face, is actually Mr. Ratchet right here. So just look at the face right here, the face shape, the face itself, and then if you go back to here, I mean, that's Mr. Ratchet right there, who also goes by the name Cassetti. And so we're gonna talk with the rest of the crew to see if anybody is missing a handkerchief.
Monsieur, I am Hercule.
I know who you are, Monsieur Poirot. What?
Come on, man. I really gotta keep doing this. And I'm a little exhausted right now. I had a lot of things. The work was pretty busy today, which is good because the day goes by quick, but I'm just exhausted. But I'm hanging in there.
Do you want?
Answers to a simple question or two.
All right, but quickly. My wife is quite ill. I would like to stay by her side.
I promise. First of all, I imagine you know about the murder.
Of course. The Countess is terribly distressed.
Your full name?
Rudolf Adreni.
Your home is?
Budapest.
And how do you come to be aboard the Orient Express?
I am a Hungarian diplomat. My family has represented our homeland since the revolution from the Soviet Union in 1956. I was on my country's business in Istanbul. Business which I cannot discuss.
And your wife often accompanies you on your diplomatic missions?
Yes, and why not? Was there anything else you wanted to know?
That's the right answer.
That is right. What's your alibi?
Can you tell me how you spent last night?
I was in our compartment with my wife. She went to bed early. I played a video game on my phone. Around 11 o'clock in the evening, my wife woke up and couldn't get back to sleep. She took a sleeping pill. As for me, I went to bed soon after that and slept straight through until morning.
Have you ever been to the United States?
I was posted to the Hungarian embassy in Washington for a year.
You knew, perhaps, the Armstrong family.
Armstrong? Armstrong. It is difficult to recall. One meets so many people.
It was the kidnapping of a child, a very sad affair. The culprit was the man on this train who called himself Ratchet, the one who was murdered last night.
Indeed. It sounds like justice finally caught up with him.
Thank you for your time. Now, I'd like to speak to your wife, if you don't mind.
It's impossible. As I told you, my wife is very ill. Thank you, and good luck with the investigation.
That was rather quick.
Yes. The good Count does not appear to want me to talk to his wife. Madame Hubbard, may I ask you a question or two? It won't take long.
Anything I can do to help?
Have you misplaced a handkerchief recently?
No, I don't think so. Why?
We found a handkerchief embroidered with the letter H, so I thought it might have been yours.
I'm sorry, but it's not. It may belong to Miss Schmidt, Princess Dragomirov's lady's maid. I believe her first name is Hildegard.
It is a possibility. Anyone could be lying, of course. I thank you, madame.
Alright, striking out so far with the handkerchief. That's weird. I couldn't move for a moment. That was weird.
Hello. Can I do something for you?
Hello, Monsieur Hardman, I believe. You have heard of the murder?
Cyrus Hardman. Yes, and the fact that there's been a murder is all over the train.
You do not seem very concerned about it, monsieur.
It's not the first murder I've run across.
I had no idea the selling of toys was so dangerous. I did overhear you mention at dinner that this is your profession.
Toy salesman is a cover. I'm a private detective, just like you, from the U.S.
Think, Poirot, that is not a good
Smarter than
answer.
he looks. Looks pretty good for a 55-year-old. Keeps up.
My little gray cells did not let me down. I did not expect to find another detective on this train.
I just finished a job in Istanbul when I received an email from Ratchet. He hired me to protect him.
Something you failed to do.
I'm not happy about that. He'd received some threatening letters. I was supposed to watch his back, and yeah, something I failed to do. But he seemed to think he was in more danger when he left the train.
He was traveling to Paris?
I assume so, but I'm not entirely sure.
Can anyone on this train confirm your identity?
Yeah, that McQueen kid. Ratchet's secretary.
So we gotta talk to McQueen.
Were you on duty last night?
You bet. I kept my door open a crack and I watched all night. No one entered that car who didn't belong there.
Did you see anything in particular?
The conductor, Michel, he was there most of the time too, except for 15 minutes or so after we left Vinkovsky. He must have answered a call from Ratchet's room, then he was absent again for a while around 1 a.m. After that, he didn't move until 5.
Monsieur Hardman, have you heard of the Armstrong case?
Armstrong? The kidnapping 3 or 4 years ago? Who hasn't? Why?
Ratchet's real name was Cassetti. I have reason to believe he was the kidnapper.
What? He killed that little girl? No, I didn't know. If I had known, I wouldn't have taken the job.
Do you have any idea who was behind the threatening letters?
I don't know his name, but Ratchet told me he was a small man. Dark hair, with a womanish kind of voice.
Oh, thank you for your help. Is this handkerchief embroidered with an H yours?
Do I look like the kind of guy who would use a handkerchief like that?
Thank you for answering my questions, Monsieur Hardman.
Listen, Poirot. I know I fell down on the job, but if you need help, any at all, let me know. I'd like to make it right.
The Motorola style phone.
Oh, it has been a while since I have seen one of those.
You know? I think there was an attempt to bring these back, but it didn't work out the way people planned it out to be.
I am not prepared to receive anyone. Come back later.
Very well, madam. I'll come back later. But you will need to speak to me.
Yeah. What's going on here?
So, my friend, have you finished your investigation?
No, but I have managed to solve a few mysteries.
Okay. I stay here to watch this young lady.
Excuse me, Doctor. May I ask you a question?
Anything that can help the investigation, Mr. Poirot.
I wanted to know what your first name is, Doctor.
My name is Robert. Why?
To find out if the handkerchief embroidered with an H could have been yours.
I'm a doctor, Mr. Poirot. Cloth handkerchiefs are a playground for viruses. I would not touch one.
I hope your investigation is going well, Mr. Poirot.
I need to save.
Ah, Monsieur McQueen, may I
The
ask
door
you a
closed
question?
behind me.
Anything I can do to help, Mr. Poirot?
This handkerchief embroidered with an H, is it yours?
No, I don't use cloth handkerchiefs.
Thank you. I won't bother you
What
anymore.
the hell, man? Where do I go now? the Wild by Jack London. Alright, let's see.
So, my friend,
Alright, let's see if this
have you
progresses.
finished your investigation?
No, but I have managed to solve a few mysteries.
Okay. I stay here to watch this young lady.
Okay, so where the hell do I go?
I am not prepared to receive anyone. Come back later.
Very well, madam. I'll come back
Okay,
later.
so
But
what am I
you
missing?
will need to speak to me.
See, okay, I just froze there for a moment. What's going on? And then I freeze again. What's going on? Something's supposed to happen around that moment?
Madame Hubbard, may I ask you a question or two? It won't take long.
Anything I can do to help.
Okay.
Monsieur, if I am to catch this murderer, I will need your help.
My help? I am at your service, Poirot.
You are very protective of your wife, Count Andreny.
Does that surprise you? Her vertigo can be very dangerous.
I believe there are many kinds of vertigo.
If you don't mind, I'd rather talk to a doctor, not a detective. If you'd excuse me.
Okay, that didn't work. Let's try this again.
Monsieur, if I am to catch this murderer, I will need your help.
My help? I am at your service, Poirot.
You are obviously a devoted husband, Count Andreny.
My wife means the world to me. There were questions in Budapest about a Hungarian diplomat marrying an American woman.
It did not deter you.
I would have given up my position for her. I would think it is universal. Are you married, Mr. Poirot?
No, I fear marriage is not for me. But her condition, is it very grave?
She is suffering a bout of vertigo. You understand? The room spins.
I think Dr. Constantine could help your wife.
There is a doctor on this train? I did not know. Where is this doctor?
I think Dr. Constantine is in the lounge car. If not, perhaps the conductor can tell you where he is.
Very well, I will find him. Thank you very much.
Peace out. Alright, let me talk to your wife.
Forgive me for intruding, madame. I am Hercule Poirot.
I know who you are, Mr. Poirot. I overheard you send my husband on a wild goose chase.
Your husband cares for you greatly, madame. I apologize for exploiting that fact. But the situation is urgent, and I need to ask you a few questions.
Apology accepted. I realize you must speak to everyone. This horrendous murder. It's very upsetting.
That is a beautiful music box.
Please don't touch the music box. It's a fragile family heirloom.
Your accent, is it American? Boston, perhaps?
You have a good ear, Mr. Poirot. Yes. Born and raised in what we call the Back Bay.
Are you in the diplomatic service like your husband?
No, not officially. I was still in college when I met Rudy 2 years ago. I keep myself busy handling his scheduling, travel, appointments.
Ah, what is the saying? Behind every great man there is a great woman.
That was the saying. Today one might reverse the sentiment as well, don't you think?
Of course, I stand corrected. This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
Sorry, I thought I heard an accent on her.
That was easy. A handkerchief embroidered with an H was found at the crime scene. By any chance, does your first name begin with an H?
No, my first name is Elena, with an E.
Can you tell me what you did last night?
Well, my husband and I went to dinner. Then we came back here. We went to bed around 10 o'clock. I tried to sleep, but I couldn't, because of the shaking of the train. I suffer from vertigo. I finally took a sleeping pill, and that did the trick.
When did the train's motion prevent you from sleeping?
Between midnight and 2 a.m. I know because I must have looked at my watch about 10 times.
I see.
Interesting. The train wasn't moving between 12 and 2, was it?
Come now, Countess. You are not telling me the truth.
Why do you say that?
The train stopped at 12:30 a.m. due to snow, so there was no shaking of the train. But you told me that it was the shaking that prevented you from sleeping.
I don't know, you're confusing me. My vertigo.
Madame, a man died last night. You can't talk nonsense just because you're sick. You are hiding something from me.
How dare you? I didn't do anything wrong. I'm going to find my husband.
Yeah, you do that.
That was unkind, I know, but my strategy worked. I can now inspect this room in peace.
Yay! Let's see what we got here. It's a nice jewelry stand. Fancy, but basic.
These must be the sleeping pills that Countess Andreni took last night.
The Great Gatsby. We definitely had to read this during high school.
There seems to be something missing here. It's closed. It's closed.
Score. Some sort of pin crank. Alright, let's play it. Oh, that's a big dead giveaway. I didn't realize the box position when that's that. Okay, let's see. What else? How do I figure this one out? Oh, do I put... Hold on a second. Let me try something. Because I noticed if you see the music note symbol down in there in the middle, and also right here as well too. Well, let me see if I can point it. Let me try this first. Score.
An engraving written in, I believe, Russian Cyrillic. It looks like a first name. For my beautiful young ladies, Helena and Sonia. Helena with an H.
Sonia. The sister?
It's Countess Andreni with an older girl.
Poirot! Have you no shame?
Uh-oh.
Monsieur, I am afraid shame is not a very helpful emotion for a detective trying to get at the truth.
What are you doing in our compartment?
I am investigating a murder, Count Andreni.
My wife is ill.
My apologies, monsieur, but your wife seemed in perfect health when she left the room to find you. I do apologize, but I needed to search your compartment.
You will regret this, Poirot.
Please, Count. You aren't going to challenge me to a duel, are you? Countess, I'm afraid I took the liberty of inspecting your little music box.
How dare you?
The message in the medallion was addressed to you and Sonia. Sonia Armstrong, your older sister, the mother of Daisy, the murdered child.
I am a Hungarian diplomat. You have no official standing here. You have no right to search.
No, Rudolph. Let me speak. It's useless to deny what this gentleman says. I am Helena Goldenberg, the sister of Sonia Armstrong, and Daisy was my niece. The music box is a gift from my sister's godmother, a very close friend to my mother. We hid the truth from you when we learned that the man killed last night was the person who destroyed my family. I panicked. I didn't want to be accused.
That is also why you lied about the H in your first name?
Exactly. Your ferreting about looking for the H is obviously part of your investigation.
If I found a handkerchief in Monsieur Ratchet's room embroidered with an H, I might suspect you had been there.
A handkerchief? I don't have any handkerchiefs embroidered with my initial. To be honest, that sounds awfully old-fashioned to me.
I give you my word of honor that last night, Helena never left her compartment. My wife is telling you the truth, Poirot.
I hope so. I'll let you rest. The matter of the H on the handkerchief still needs clearing up. But first I should check the inscription on the back of the medallion.
Yeah, let's see what that says. So H-A T Natalia. It has to be Natalia. Yeah.
No, not good.
Hold on, what? Wrong letter. There we go.
Natalia. Would it be Natalia Dragomirov? She is the only Russian passenger on the train. In addition, her first name begins with an H in Cyrillic. I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
She appears to be a formidable lady. Alright. what she looked like? Oh yeah, her. I'm trying to save. Hang on a second. My fingers are fat today. All right.
I am not prepared to receive anyone. Come back later.
I'm sorry, madame, but a man has been murdered. I must ask you a few questions.
You must have misunderstood me. I cannot speak to you just now.
Madame, I know that Sonia Armstrong is your goddaughter.
Come in, please.
Please forgive my intrusion, madame, but I really must ask you some questions.
Then ask. I'll answer if it pleases me.
We have not been properly introduced, yet I have observed her a couple of times, so I can already deduce some things about her.
Russian museum? Oops. Oh, you're old.
My little gray cells did not let me down. I will first ask you about last night. Will you tell me your movements?
I went to bed just after dinner. I read until 11, then tried to sleep. Later I woke.
What caused you to awaken?
I suffer from back pain, a consequence of old age interfering with an active life. I called Schmidt around 12:45 a.m. to give me a massage. She did so until I fell asleep.
How long was she with you?
A good hour, I would say.
I see. The first initial of your first name, Natalia, in the Cyrillic alphabet looks exactly like the letter H in the Latin alphabet.
I'm Russian, Monsieur Poirot, and I was the head of a museum of antiquities in St. Petersburg for decades, until I moved to Berlin recently. I'm familiar with Cyrillic.
This handkerchief is yours, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. I lost it.
It was found in Monsieur Ratchet's room. Can you explain to me why Madame Schmidt didn't identify the handkerchief? She must have known it was yours.
Possibly to protect me. She is very loyal. Your next question will be, how did my handkerchief come to be lying by a murdered man's body? My reply to that is that I have no idea.
That is not an answer, madame.
It is all I am able to give you.
I must tell you, Princess Dragomirov, I have discovered something astonishing.
And that is?
You are Sonia Armstrong's godmother.
You make that sound like a revelation. I have never hidden the fact, monsieur.
You knew Colonel Armstrong well, then?
I knew him slightly, but his wife, Sonia Armstrong, was my goddaughter. I was on terms of friendship with her mother, the actress Linda Arden. Linda Arden was a genius, one of the greatest tragic actresses in the world. I was not only an admirer of her art, I was a personal friend.
Very well. But this links you to the Armstrong kidnapping case. Helena Andreni is the sister of Sonia Armstrong, the late mother of Daisy Armstrong, kidnapped and killed by the man who was murdered on this train, Ratchet.
Indeed. Was it he? Then justice has at last been served.
Allow me to summarize.
Do I have a choice?
First coincidence, I shall call it. You are close to the Armstrong family, and the presumed assassin of Daisy Armstrong was killed while you were on board the same train. Second coincidence, your handkerchief happens to be found at the foot of the victim's bed. Third coincidence, one of the stab wounds inflicted on the body was by a left-handed person. You are left-handed. That is a lot of coincidences, Princess Dragomirov.
Well, Monsieur Poirot, call it fate. If you report to the police your coincidences, they will laugh. A woman of my age and frailty has violently murdered a man? With how many potential witnesses who saw me doddering along the corridor in the middle of the night like Lady Macbeth?
You are right, Princess. You could not work alone, which means you have one or more accomplices. And it is only a matter of time before I find out who they are.
I would appreciate it if you would remove yourself from my room and take your fantasies with you.
Peace out. You'll be seeing me later on.
Привет! Привет!
Alright, let's cross-check the new alibis.
I do not think that's the right answer. Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
Can't remember that.
I do not think that's the right answer. Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer. I must admit I'm not right this time. not good. This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth. No, not good. This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
Well, the top two are matching each other. Oh, there we go.
My little gray cells did not let me down.
Привет! Привет! Привет!
Alright, let me turn on the caption. I don't understand what that damn thing is saying.
Привет! Привет!
Preview. Ugh.
Oh, Poirot, you're there. She hasn't moved, but she seems to be waking up little by little. What about you? Your investigation progresses?
I find myself helping everyone with their problems before they can help me with mine. I have shifted boxes, helped with hangovers, repaired an orange juicer, unlocked some Russian dolls, all so my investigation can proceed.
Don't forget the dessert recipe.
How can I?
Truly, the labors of Hercules.
My friend, I would rather clean out the Orient stables. Yet, I have managed to solve a few mysteries.
Oh, tell me everything.
The embroidered handkerchief belongs to Princess Dragomirov. I also found out that she was Sonia Armstrong's godmother.
On the same train with the little girl's murderer?
Exactly. Also, Elena Andreni is the younger sister of Sonia Armstrong, Daisy's mother.
Another passenger connected to the Armstrong case?
Yes, Book. What are the odds, do you think? But I cannot see either woman stabbing Ratchet over and over again in a frenzy. And they apparently have alibis. I had 3 theories concerning the broken watch. It could have been tampered with. It could have been out of adjustment before the murder. Or, of course, it could indicate the actual time of the murder. The only hypothesis I could rule out was that the watch was out of adjustment. For the others, they are impossible to verify. So the watch is of little use to the investigation.
And I was convinced that it indicated the time of the crime. 2 women involved in the Armstrong case.
Let us not forget our patient here. There are 3 women.
Look, she seems to be waking up.
Oh, good.
What's happening to me? Did I fall asleep again?
Indeed, Mademoiselle Locke. Did you take any medication? Sleeping pills, for example?
No, I never use sleeping pills.
I inspected your cup. You can clearly see that there is a residue of something at the bottom. I'm sure a lab test would confirm you were drugged. Most likely an overdose. That would explain your battle to shake off the effects.
You think Fräulein Schmidt did it?
She certainly had the most opportunity, but why would she?
But no one knew who I was. It's impossible that someone deliberately targeted me.
She had to have been drugged. Let's see, her and... Hubbard?
I do not think that's the right answer. Think, Poirot. That is not a good
Schmidt's
answer.
one of them?
I do not think that's the right answer. I must admit I'm not right this time.
No, not Foscarelli.
No, not good. This is wrong. But I'm not...
Michel.
Monsieur Michel may have drugged the tea that Mademoiselle Locke drank. Fräulein Schmidt or Pierre Michel could have drugged your tea. They are really the only two people on this train who could have done it. But why would either one do it?
Mr. Poirot, I'm feeling much better. I'd like to bring you up to date to why I ended up on this train.
If you are able, I would very much like you to finish your story.
Very well then. After the Daisy Armstrong case was officially closed, I put out a standing request to the police departments in the Boston area for anything on Michael Clark. But he didn't turn up on their radar. I even set up an anonymous tip line for news about Clark. That's how I met Braid, a sketchy contact on the dark web, but they found nothing I could use.
Oh wow, an achievement. Next chapter, chapter 7.
4 long years passed without anything new. Every day I looked at the evidence board I put up in my apartment bedroom. Then this morning, a police report landed on my desk that changed everything. I paid a visit to the police property room and took home a box full of clues. There was his name. Michael Clark. I've read it probably 10 times already, but I can't get enough of it. Don't know why. Maybe because it helps me sleep? I know I have to stop printing. It's bad for the planet. A bill from the power company with, I'm sure, plenty of excuses why my rates keep going up.
Orient Express. Hello.
Travel. For the discriminating traveler. Also for the overworked detective who never seems to have time for vacation. Well, I can dream, can't I?
It's Foscarelli. Hello.
Years of no new leads in the Armstrong case, and then this. Michael Clark, the sarcastic reporter, my prime suspect in the kidnapping, murdered 4 years ago?
Holy shit. So a few months before Daisy Armstrong.
This is Michael Clark? He doesn't look anything like the journalist I interviewed. Michael, you have earned a place on my evidence board. This is Michael Clark? He doesn't look anything like the journalist I interviewed. Michael, you have earned a place on my evidence board. The lab team found this keychain in the cabin, but they wouldn't have bothered to examine the keys once the DA shut down the investigation. The keys were just tossed in the evidence box along with everything else. It's too unusual not to demand a closer look. What do they call this? Brass knuckles? Knuckle dusters? Illegal in Massachusetts. Possession alone can lead to serious jail time.
Jesus, that's what's in the keychain? What else is there? A key knife.
A key knife? They sell them on the internet for self-protection.
You can also get them in hardware stores too. Ooh, a die. Let me see if I press it in the numerical order. I'll play with that later on. How about this? What's this? It's supposed to be a skull. Boom. A hard drive.
A USB key. Let's plug it into my PC and see what nasty little secret it contains.
Wait a minute. Go back to the key. 3569? Is that the thing to the die? Boom. Holy crap, what's this, a pill?
What do we find? A capsule and a smell. Bitter almonds. Cyanide.
Alright, next up, what's this one?
So clever. All that evidence, and yet No DNA found. Fluffy. Daisy's plush toy. The only fingerprints found on the bottle were Suzanne's. Suzanne's hair, so conveniently left in the cabin for us to find. It was planted. I knew she was innocent.
You hadn't messed with this yet. What the hell is this?
What do we have here? A flashlight. They can also conceal knives, but in this case we have lockpicks.
Damn, this is creepy as shit. Now I'm done with this.
I don't have time to waste on magazines.
Alright, let's plug in that USB key.
Shaved off the Metro beard. But I'd recognize that smug bastard anywhere. The man I interviewed 4 years ago posing as Michael Clark. This goes on the board.
Franco Cassetti. Is that a tattoo? What is that tattoo of? Some sort of skull with a knife or dagger through it. Okay.
Maybe they needed to show the ransom to someone, to check if the serial numbers were still on record. I'll print them, and on the wall they go. Absolutely nothing on this Cassetti. His driver's license is almost surely a fake.
Connect two items on the board together to create a link between them and make conclusions about the investigation. Okay. It's still legible. Okay, so let's see what I can connect here.
I knew it! The faces don't match at all. They are clearly two different men. I should run facial recognition on my computer. So, Ratchet's real name was Cassetti.
Alright, good. Let's see.
This tattoo is the same on both pictures.
It's a bit tricky.
The DA resigned soon after the Armstrong case. It haunted him just as it has haunted me.
Or do I need to connect? Wow. Let's see.
Okay, the real Michael Clark has been dead for years. Let's see if the photo of the fake Michael Clark matches someone in the database of known criminals. I've tried this several times in the past few years, but came up empty. Maybe whoever he really is has finally made a mistake. That could be him, but he looks pretty different. Yes, He seems different at first glance, but still, it's the same person.
All right. Nice.
He's changed his appearance a lot. Probably had some plastic surgery on his nose, but there is no doubt it's the same person. Let's see why he was arrested.
Arrested on the 23rd. Oh, it's 2023 at Yerevan Airport in Armenia. In possession of stolen ancient artifacts, the 3 Mesopotamian statuettes were confiscated and placed under the sequestration by the court. The man paid bail and trial is set for January 5th. That's today. January 5th is today as of this recording, but he's not going to make it because he's dead.
Mr. Ratchet, you didn't just steal statuettes. What recent information does the database have on you?
It's another clue on the wall.
It's so frustrating. I have a name, but I can't find anything about him. But I know just who to call.
Oh, that's so loud.
Robot Defense League, we are monitoring this call.
Hello, Braid. Long time.
Oh, Joanna. Hey, how may I assist you?
I need you to search the dark web.
Yeah, can you narrow that down a little? Because, it's pretty big and pretty dark out here.
Could you find intel about a Samuel Ratchet?
Samuel Ratchet. Got it. Bad dude?
They don't come worse. Send me what you find by email.
Alright, hang on. Okay. Yeah, okay. Nope, and... okay. Oh, this might be something. I gotta do a deeper dive, but you should find this interesting. Could be coincidence if I believed in them. Emailing details.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
We're here to save mankind. Oh, it's a cookbook.
Goodbye, Michael Clark. Hello, Samuel Ratchet, the man who stole your identity and your life. As Ratchet is alive, the dead man can only be Noah.
No, Garrity. Oh, man. We overlooked that one.
The Orient Express. I'm gonna print these tickets and put them on the board.
Alright, let's see. Oh!
These tickets were all booked by McQueen. This is Ratchet's ticket.
hell am I missing? What am I missing here?
The person traveling with Ratchet has the same last name as my district attorney during the Armstrong case?
Let's go back. Is it okay? There we go. Personal assistant, private secretary, son of the DA, the Queen himself.
He's the son of my former DA. He goes on the evidence board. Hector McQueen is the son of District Attorney McQueen. Here's what Hector McQueen looks like. This guy works for Ratchet, and if that's a coincidence, I'll eat my badge.
checked everything. Now I'll look at that.
The Orient Express departs from Istanbul next week. Interesting. I'll put it on the board. The event? Some old train. But that face, that man. Hector McQueen will be on the Orient Express next week. Next week, a certain Edward Masterman will be on the Orient Express. Ratchet will be traveling on the Orient Express in a week. Foscarelli will be on the Orient Express next week. I know that face. That's John Armstrong's driver. Damn! Ratchet is taking the Orient Express next week. McQueen, the district attorney's son, is too. Foscarelli, the Armstrong chauffeur, is too. It can't be a coincidence. McQueen and Foscarelli must have decided to take revenge and will undoubtedly attack Ratchet on this train. I have to be on the Orient Express to stop them. And above all, I must stop Ratchet. But I can't do it in Istanbul because there's no extradition treaty with the United States. Ratchet can never be judged in the US without an extradition treaty. I'll have to wait until he's in Paris to have him arrested.
Perfect. Hey, I forgot to mute, but I spotted the driver as Foscarelli.
Every
on
compartment
that
is
first
taken
picture.
for this special anniversary journey. Oh, it's impossible to find a ticket. What can I do? Let's find out who's traveling on the Orient Express. Time to call Braid.
That ringtone was
Braid.
stupid loud.
It's me again.
I haven't found anything useful yet.
I need one last favor. But it's a big one.
Uh-oh.
Can you find me the list of passengers of the Orient Express for that anniversary trip?
Hold on. Jeez, their IT is surprisingly good. Maybe because of the big event. I found the list, but they sealed my back door as I was starting to capture it.
Oh no.
Whoa, calm down. I got one name. Female. The name I got before they kicked me off the server was Stacy Johnson. Do you feel like a Stacy Johnson?
The question is, how is she going to feel about helping me?
That's one you'll have to figure out for yourself. I gotta go back to weaving my magic on the web.
Yikes, okay. It's nice of her. Arrested for attacking a paparazzi. Alright, let's see what she says.
Hello, is this Stacy Johnson?
Who's asking?
My name is Joanna Locke. I'm a police detective.
And I'm just an actress. Now what did I do wrong?
Nothing. I need your help. I need to take your place in the Orient Express.
Is this a joke? No way.
Do you remember the Armstrong kidnapping?
Of course I do. That poor little girl.
I'm a police officer. I have a new lead that may help me find her killer.
Wait, didn't they prove it was the nanny?
I have found compelling new evidence. I've reopened my investigation.
You know, I had my doubts about the murderous nanny. I played a nanny a couple years ago in a slasher. I was killed in the first episode, but it got me interested in helping kids.
Stacy, please, you say you help kids?
Well, I joined a couple of associations who are trying to help underprivileged kids. If this little girl's real killer is still out there somewhere, I'd do anything I could to help.
Getting me on that train will help more than you can imagine.
So, you want my ticket for the Orient Express? But I booked it months ago. I was so much looking forward to this trip.
Stacy, I can tell you care about kids. Here's your chance to help put this beast in prison for the rest of his life. Think of the publicity for those causes you care about. Think about the kids.
The kids. Yeah. All right. We'll do it for Daisy and the kids who suffer. I'll take care of changing the tickets to your name and send it to you. Get him. Make him pay.
I will. Thank you so much.
All right.
Stacy was as good as her
ticket.
word. I received the ticket. I called my chief to let him know I was taking my vacation time. I had coming. I flew to Istanbul. I was finally going to nail the monster responsible for Daisy Armstrong's death, Michael Clark's death, even his accomplice, and, I suspected, so many others as well. You know the rest.
And that's how I found myself on this train. On Ratchet's trail. The rest, you know. My identity is easily checked with the Berkshire Police.
Thank you for your detailed account, Mademoiselle Locke. In addition to giving us crucial details of the investigation, you have made it clear that there are many who might wish to see Ratchet dead. I know you are innocent. Your forthright testimony and your movements, or lack of them, last night, eliminate you from our list of suspects.
I agree, without a doubt. Another detective will be great help to the investigation.
Book.
Although my friend certainly does not need any help.
You are too kind.
Thank you for believing me. I'd like to help in any way I can.
Do not worry, Mademoiselle Locke. Already I see things more clearly. It's obvious whoever drugged you was trying to derail your investigation.
You mean the person who did this to me is Ratchet's killer?
Both Monsieur Michel and Fraulein Schmidt had the means and opportunity to drug you. While you get your strength back, I intend to interview them.
Excellent idea, my friend. All this excitement has whetted my appetite. I'm sure Mademoiselle Locke won't say no to a good, invigorating meal.
What? No. I want to hear what the conductor and Fräulein Schmidt have to say for themselves.
It is my duty to ensure the well-being of the passengers. If Dr. Constantine has no objection, I will escort you to the restaurant car.
On the contrary, some food will do her the greatest good.
Well, I'm still a little shaky. Mr. Poirot, will you please keep me informed about what you learn?
You may be certain of it.
Interesting. We made some good progress here. Oh, it's getting dark, so we're in the second night of being stuck. Or first night, however you want to see it. Because they've been stuck since... Well, actually, no. We're about to wrap up the first full day of being stuck here. So, got a lot done over here. And looks like we've caught up to where Joanna is right now. From the moment she took on the case to making the connections, and now she's boarded the Orient Express and she's got herself caught up, all stuck in shit. So we're going to end episode over here. We'll continue on with episode 7 as we will continue to investigate who killed Samuel Ratchet. It's got to interrogate more people. So we will lead it on to whatever we may find. So, I mean, you guys are familiar with the story. You know how this goes. But the fact that Joanna Locke, a new character I've never even heard of from the story or the movies for that matter, just adds a huge twist to how the plot is developing. So I'm really interested to see how this plays out. So I'll see you guys in episode number 7. And we still got quite a bit of ways to go. We're in... What chapter is this? Let me save this real quick. We're in chapter 7 now. So I think we're about a little over halfway done with this game. So we got quite... Oh, chapter 8 actually. I forgot. So we're over halfway done with this game right now, so quite a bit of ways to go, and we'll see where this goes. Alright guys, take care, I'll see you guys later.